Hello everyone, welcome back to this week's episode of Classic Automotive Services. Right, we'll start off with what we started off in the first part of the week, which actually wasn't this, it was a little bit, but we'll go into that in a minute. We had a lovely Carmen red Triumph Stag in. Unfortunately, I forgot to get some photographs of it, as it was a real quick in and out job, as it was tied in with getting dropped off and picked up on another car. So that came in for a new brake servo, which is unusual on the Stag. I think that's the first time I've ever had to change one, and the reason it had been changed, it had already been changed before, and it was faulty. It wouldn't actually hold a vacuum. So it made the engine run rough, the brakes weren't working properly, and you had a constant hissing from inside the car. So we had to remove the brake servo and put a better quality one on it, which sorted that out. So that's been and gone. Then we got onto the TR8, and as you'll see, we've got all the carburetors back on it, all refurbished and back on. They're not fully refurbished as in made to look like brand spanking new. They've just been more serviced, is a better way of putting it. So they've got all new parts inside them, so they actually run right. If you watch last week's video, you'll see us stripping and rebuilding the carbs, and we've had it up and running as well, actually on its own systems. So it's got the in-tank fuel pump, which we fitted because when the car arrived, it didn't have one. Lucky enough, we had one on the shelf which ran, and it supplies fuel, bonus. So we fitted that up. We had to get some of the electrical gremlins sorted out. We've still got one or two electrical gremlins. We've got one that I'm trying to trace down at the moment, which is an intermittent fault with it losing its 12-volt ignition feed to the coil, which it's really annoying at the moment. 1 minute it'll be absolutely fine. It'll run absolutely perfectly. Then it'll cut out and it won't restart. And you'll start testing different things. So the wire goes right through the loom, all the way up under the dashboard. It disappears through numerous multi-plugs. You start testing things, all of a sudden it comes back. So it makes it really difficult to actually trace it at the moment. I will find it, and I've got to rectify it. But at the moment, it appears that it's working. So we'll see if it'll start in a second. Yeah, so we've got all the carbs back on it. I am surprised at how complex these carburetors are on these later cars, especially with all the automatic chokes. You've got quite a few vacuum lines to them. You've got coolant lines to the chokes. You've got breathers, obviously servo pipe. They're quite a complex little setup, especially for carburetors. Way over the top for carbs, really. And the automatic chokes do appear to be working. They're not 100% set up yet. Nothing on the engine is set up yet. We haven't synchronized the carburetors or set the fuel in. I have enriched them slightly, as the car hasn't been on the road since 1992, so it's 33 years. And every single car I've had to recommission so far that's been off the road any number of time, I've had to quite drastically increase enriching the carburetors up. It's to do with the ethanol in the fuel, and the fuel being totally different to what it was back then. If you've got ethanol in the fuel, you have to burn more of it to get the same performance and mixture. So I have richened them up slightly, but other than that, they haven't been set yet. Ignition time is not really set yet. It's just a basic static setting. I have got to strobe it and time it up. We've built up all the cooling system, and it's holding its coolant. It's also not overheating. We did flush it out as well before we rebuilt it all. And the power steering is also working, holding its fluid as well. So it's all looking really good, and it's really coming along. So it's very, very close now being a running driving car. We've got to now obviously fix the electrical gremlins, and then we've got to fix the exhaust manifold blow on that side. Well, we'll probably put a set of gaskets in both sides just so it's done, as it wasn't blowing before, and then it started blowing. So the gasket's old, it's blowing the gasket out. It hasn't got the exhaust system on the car yet, as I need to get some clamps and stuff like that to fit it. So it is extremely loud at the moment, but we're very close to getting it running and drive, and we're hopefully going to have a first drive in it on Monday. So we're going to bleed the brakes and bleed the clutch, as they're all done now. They just need bleeding, all new hydraulics on it. So we should be able to bleed them off and it'll be a running, driving car again. Obviously it needs setting up and fine-tuning and going through other things doing, but it'll move on its own power for the first time in 33 years, which will be a massive step forward for it. And so we're very close to getting there. But we'll see if it will start. I can't guarantee it will because of the electrical gremlin, but hopefully it will spin over and go. There we are. It is very loud at the moment, but for a car that's not set up yet, it is pretty much on the button. As far as up straight away when you need to, other than when the little electrical gremlin comes into play. And it runs very, very well as well for a car that's not been set up either. All I've done is a base setting on the carburetors when I rebuilt them, so they're both basically the same, a good starting point. So yeah, it's very, very close now. I think that's all we've got on this one. Yeah. So we have got a Stag coming in. He's getting dropped off in probably around about an hour. That's in for, it's the one we had in to do the carburetor swap on. So that's coming back in so we can pull the gearbox out of it and sort out the oil leak on the back of the engine, as it is quite a bad leak. So we're going to pull the gearbox out and find where the leak's coming from. Hopefully it's just the rear main. It looks like the sump could be leaking as well, but we'll sort all that out. I'm just hoping it's not the oil gallery bungs on the back of the camshaft, because it's got a 3.5 litre rover in it, same as this. So I'm just hoping it's not the oil gallery bungs on the back of the block, because they can be quite difficult to remove and reseal if it has to. But we'll get it sorted either way. So that's going to be Tuesday's job, as I've got ordered some parts for it on Monday. Then literally 5 minutes ago, before we started the video, I had another phone call from a customer who's got another white Stag. He's just gone to go out in it today and his clutch is gone. So that's coming in before the end of the week as well, because he needs it for next weekend for an event he's going to. So it's very, 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 really busy at the moment. We have got some news as well. We're taking someone on who's starting with us tomorrow. So we'll talk to him and see if he wants to be on camera or anything like that. See how the land lies there. If he wants to be involved doing videos, like maybe do some filming during the week of what he's been up to and things like that. As I know, we won't be coming on weekends when we do the videos, but we'll talk to him and see how the land lies. But yeah, he's coming in starting tomorrow. And as you can see from behind, we've got a lot of parts now as well. So we picked up a massive batch of parts. When was that? Thursday. For refurbishment. So we're getting into refurbishing new old stock parts, basically. So we're going to get original components and completely refurbish them to new or better. So we've got a massive stock of parts. One, because I'm really getting fed up of trying to source quality parts, and it's going to speed jobs up instead of having to order parts in or go and get them. I'm hoping to build it up to the point where we'll have the parts in stock on the shelf. Just take them off the shelf, put them on the car, know they're good quality part, off it goes. Because everything we do will be original parts. So some of them might get a little bit upgraded as well. Suspension units, things like that. If customer, what the plan is, like struts and things like that, for example, they're all going to be blasted and powder coated, ready to go. We probably won't put, I'm probably thinking of not putting shock absorbers in them at the moment, so that if the customer wants to choose a brand of shock absorber or adjustable shocks, etc., then we can just build them up as and when required. We can have hubs ready to go with all new wheel bearings, everything all reassembled, wheel studs, brake calipers, all new suspension components like rear arms. On the TRs, for example, you've got the rear trailing arms with the bushes, so they'll get powder coated. All new bushes put in them. We will just go completely polybush on them, as the quality of the rubber bushes you get now, don't go there. You'll be replacing them again within 12 months, 18 months, something like that. They'll either rip out or they'll perish. It's not worth the aggravation. So we'll put poly bushes in them, but the poly bushes that we are going to put in them will be black. So at first glance, they will look fairly original, and they're just an upgrade. So it's all components like that. Everything that we do will be on an exchange basis as well. So we'll exchange it with the customer's unit. So we've then got more parts to refurbish. Otherwise, we're going to very quickly run out of stock. So that's what all the parts are and why we're in quite a bit of a mess at the moment. First thing Monday, we are going to be rearranging the place a little bit and having a tidy up and getting organised and parts allocated to different places where they need to be, ready to start stripping and refurbishment, because obviously there's been bits that need to go for blasting and powder coating, bits that need to go for plating, etc. So we will be sorting that out on Monday. And also the blue TR7 is going to be coming out of the corner on Monday, and that will be getting started next week as well, along with everything else. So we're really hopefully going to start pressing through a lot of this work that we've got, and because it is really stacking up. We've got a massive queue of cars waiting to come in. One car, for example, got waiting to come in. I'm not going to say what it is, but it is wedge shaped and it's not another TR. And it is British. So see if you can work out what it is. Maybe leave some comments, some guesses, and we'll maybe even let you know if you get it right. But that's coming in about 2 weeks' time. We've also got a Mercedes 300 SL coming in for a little bit of welding and sort out the electrical gremlin, which I went over and had a look at because it had smoke coming out from under the bonnet on the bulkhead. So that was the heater motor had seized up. So I removed the heater motor for him and unplugged it all so it's safe. And he's going to get the heater motor either reconditioned or find a new one. And that's going to come in so we can do the welding and rebuild all the heater system all in one go. What else have we got waiting to come in? We've still got the Dolomite Sprint waiting to come in. That's the customer's happy to wait at the moment. We've got, I can't actually remember what it's called now. It's a mini-based, it's either mini or metro-based sort of off-road looking sort of buggy thing. I can't actually what it's called. It'll probably come to me when we finish videoing. We've got one of them coming in, whatever that is. We've just got a massive queue of cars waiting to come in. So hence the reason we've jumped to take someone on, as we've got too much to do. So hopefully we can start turning this over a bit faster, and one, give more and better content on the videos, and two, get the cars sorted out faster. So I think that pretty much covers what we're up to this week. I can think of one more thing. The red Stag. We've got some pictures of the red Stag that's having all the metalwork done. Like we said before, if you didn't watch our previous videos, I just haven't had the time to get on it and do it, because it's one of the things you want to get on it and be on it for a good amount of time, like a good few weeks, just to bash the metalwork out in one go, just stick in that mindset and get it all done. So I've taken the car over to my dad's, and he's doing the metalwork for me. So we've put some more pictures of that at the end of the video of progress on that, as that's coming on really well now. By probably Monday, Tuesday, it should possibly have the front wing, the sill all done on one side. So there's been quite a lot of repairs to do on it. It was a little bit sort of worse than we anticipated when the sill come off, due to it had been done quite nicely before, but bodged as well. The edge of the floor was all just filler, but it had been done, so it actually looked like it was good metal. There was nothing left of it really when you started cleaning it back, all just holes. So it was all just holes perforated all the way along where the floor goes underneath the inner sill. So it's had to have new edge of the floor, and the outriggers, they were the same. It's had to have other repairs done here, there and everywhere around the sort of sill area, so before the sill can go back on. So that is coming along very well. Again, the sill in the front wing should be back on it by sort of midweek. And then the other side's he's already started prepping that side. The front wing is off and prepped, ready to take the new front wing. He's just got to change the front inner arch on that side. And hopefully the other side isn't as bad. We did have a look at it, well, a little rough look, but we won't sort of know until we start cleaning it up properly. It doesn't look as bad on the driver's side. So fingers crossed it's not. But yeah, we'll put the photographs in at the end of the video of the progress on it. So on that note, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.